Okay, my name is Jason Duncan. Hello and welcome to American Panel. This is our SEPA webinar, February 2020. My name is Jason Duncan. I'm a software engineer and product trainer with American Panel. I've been with the company just shy of 17 years, actually just shy of 18 years. Here with me today is Jesse Erskine. He's our internal sales manager. He's been with the company just shy of 17 years. Our company is a family-owned company founded in 1963 in Miami, Florida. In 1983, the company relocated to Ocala, Florida in Central Florida, where it resides to this day. We manufacture walk-in cold rooms and blast chillers, and today we're going to cover a pretty wide range of topics. First, we're going to take a look at some of the options and accessories that are available when designing a walk-in cooler and freezer. Then we'll talk about what blast chilling is and how to select the proper unit for a given customer needs. Last, we'll look at exciting new technology for walk-ins only available from American Panel. All walk-ins are made of using modular construction. You've got wall panels, corner panels, roofs, floors, all panels attached to one another using cam locks. In this chart, you can see various types and sizes of panels that add up to a completed walk-in. In addition to the various sizes, there are literally thousands of accessories you can use to customize a walk-in cold room. We're going to look at some of the accessories available, starting with finishes. Oh, I'm sorry. Here you can see an example of how this all goes together. We're going to look at the modular construction of this step by step. You can see they started with the floor panels and laid all of those out, put a corner panel up, and as we proceed, they'll lock all of these panels together to complete each portion of this combination walk-in. There's the partition wall in the middle. They're coming on around with the front wall, and you'll see there's the door now on the partition wall right there in the middle open. Almost done, roofs on, and then a completed cooler freezer walk-in. One of the easiest ways to dress up a walk-in is to select from a wide variety of metal finishes. We offer 47 different wall and floor metal options. What we're looking at here is actually a designer color chooser demonstration that we have from our website. You can actually show customers what various color options will look like on a walk-in. Here we have what was at our last NAFM show. Well, a few of these will be from our last NAFM show. If you didn't get by the booth, I suggest, highly recommend it in New Orleans next year. But the color we're looking at here is colonial red. It's a popular option when designing a walk-in that's going to go adjacent to a brick structure. This helps to blend the walk-in into the landscape as much as possible. Outdoor walk-ins also require a vinyl membrane rain roof. Switch over to my laser pointer. There's pointer options. Well, boom, boom. Outdoor walk-ins require a vinyl membrane rain roof. And you can't really see it in this image, but you can see around the perimeter of the roof here, that's the trim that flashes that vinyl membrane rain roof to the roof of the walk-in. Makes it totally impenetrable to water, makes it waterproof. Go outdoors, no problem at all. We also have a rain cap over the entry door to help prevent water intrusion. The door has been upgraded to a stainless steel exterior finish, and it also has a stainless steel kick plate and corner guards for protection. These corner guards and the kick plates can come in a wide variety of different finishes. Diamond tread plate, we can actually do a stainless steel diamond tread plate. If you look at the door here, you actually see, it's kind of hard to see in this picture, but there's a little bit of a flange there to the left of the laser pointer. There's one on the door and one on the door frame. And that's actually a prison grade locking bar that goes the entire width of the door. So the only thing exposed is the flange on the frame and door. Padlock can go on and go into a prison application where you don't have to worry about inmates pulling off the locking bar and making shanks out of it. We proceed around the right side of the walk-in. We see reach-in door. Again, this has a raised deadbolt on it for security purposes. Another door ring cap above the door to prevent water intrusion with what we call a delivery light. The way this was explained to me years ago is that in the olden days, different purposes nowadays, but in the olden days where they'd have the milkman come make deliveries in the middle of the night or in the morning, you give him a key to this door and he can stop by whenever his rounds are in your area, open the door, place the milk inside, and lock it back up without the user having to be there. A little different today. You have a delivery truck come up, you can put the ramp there, offload stuff directly from the food service truck. Every walk-in that we make is created from scratch and made to meet a particular customer's needs. In this image, we see a walk-in that would be considered a very typical spec-driven walk-in. We run a vertical bead on the exterior of the walls every 5 3/4 inches to dress things up and add strength. Diamond tread plate runs along the front to protect from rolling carts and other traffic. Large windows on the doors give the kitchen staff plenty of room to see within the walk-in. And a quick access door on the left-hand side allows immediate access to condiments and other things that are frequently grabbed. You can also see these blue alarms on the doors. I don't want to jump too far ahead of myself here. Jesse's going to touch on those in a bit. Currently, one of the growing trends in the industry is the microbrewery craze. Here we can see a pretty fancy microbrew box. On the left-hand side, we have 3 reach-in doors for single serve and 6-pack access. The rest of the walk-in is designed to showcase the brewery's available draft beers, while the angled panels allow for maximum use of the space. You can see this left side and right side's a perfect 45-degree angle from the right to the left. If we take a closer look at the main entry door, we can see the American Panel logo. Actually, take a step back here. You can see on this back wall, we've mounted all of the brewery hardware directly to the walk-in. In this case, it's supposed to replicate if you've ever been to a yard house. These taps run up to the roof and then they run across the restaurant to the central bar location. If it was a smaller location, these could do a pass through a wall directly to a beer tap. But if we come outside the walk-in and look at this door now, you can see it has the American Panel logo on the door. This door actually has lights around the perimeter of the door that illuminate this logo. You can see here that's blue. We had it set for blue at the show. That just seemed to show best. It kind of matched our alarm there. But there's any color, any RGB color this thing can do. It can also do a light show to help bring attention to the walk-in as well. Here we can see a larger warehouse freezer. We have a standard man door on the right-hand side, while the opening in the center is for a sliding door. The 2 rectangles above the sliding door are heated pressure relief vents. While they vary in size and quantity, a freezer always requires a pressure relief vent. This is done to equalize the pressure inside a walk-in so that the doors can operate properly. Something to look at this walk-in though is the way the roof steps up as you go from left to right. From this angle, you can see the walk-in is one height for 12 to 15 feet. Then it steps up for a few feet and then over another 8 feet or so, up another couple up, and then finally up to the main body of the walk-in. From the inside of this walk-in, you can see this stair stepping really maximizes capacity. The stepping here is referred to as a roof height transition. There are some other things that come into play on a large walk-in as well. Once the walk-in gets over a certain width, the roofs have to be supported. In this case, the roofs are being supported by using what's called roof support channel. Steel channel is affixed to the inside of our roof panels and then suspended from the building roof above the walk-in. Another option would have been to work with a pallet rack manufacturer. We could have taken these pallet racks all the way up to the ceiling above them and then sized and located our panels that they would just sit directly on top of those pallet racks for support. Here we have a walk-in that's a hybrid between the last two. It's a beer display box with a sliding door for customer access. This one differs from the last beer box though, in that we've done a roof height transition where we have a taller roof down to a lower roof and brought it all the way down to serve as a back bar. Taps through the wall, like I mentioned a minute ago. And again, a sliding door for condiments and other bar items. Around the other side, you can see there's a secondary entry door. This would be more typical of what you see at a gas station for a beer cave entry door. And kegs and condiments inside. With all of the options and finishes you can bring to the walk-in, which is typically considered a back of the house item, you can bring it to the forefront. This picture is from Italy in New York City. This is actually on top of the Flatiron building. You can see the walk-in off to the right. They brought it right out on the floor with the eatery. Blending perfectly in, match the colors. Here's another walk-in from the past show. This will be similar to what you'd expect to find in a food bank, albeit scaled down for show purposes. A larger warehouse portion for long-term storage would be this portion in the forefront here, while windows keep things from feeling cramped within the walk-in for workers. Although you can see through this left-hand window another door. If we come around the other side, that door is actually a blast chiller, part of a food bank commissary operation. Hot food goes into the blast chiller, it's chilled, and then it's pulled into the food bank for long-term storage. Larger walk-ins like food banks bring us back to talking about roof support. One of the things we showed at this one, I have a better picture of one in the field, is another type of roof support. Instead of doing the roof support channel or tying it in to put the roofs on top of a pallet rack system, we can do a typical conventional post and beam, where you have a post on one side of the room with a beam running across the roof panel for support. Now, what you may notice in this situation, or another angle of it, is this one is actually missing the beam. The posts. Sorry. The posts are actually concealed within the wall panels on this. And we've done that to maximize floor space and keep from interfering with racking or cart traffic. And you can see each one of these where there's a little floor brace at the bottom has a post hidden within our wall panel. Just a real slick way to make things nice and neat and a much tidier appearance. One thing to remember is a walk-in does not have to be for food. There are many applications in the science or tech industry where a walk-in can be used. This particular walk-in was done for a glass manufacturer right here in Ocala, Florida. This was the only pic we could take because it's all super high classified proprietary equipment in this place. But it was a very cool walk-in. They have cutouts all over the place and conveyors feeding through wall panels for cooling sheets of glass and cooling it and cutting it into sheets. In this pic, you can see a standard door. It's the standard entry door, just like you would buy at Lowe's or Home Depot. And all we've done in this case is provided the 3x7 opening for them to mount the frame and door. To the right, you can see this is a typical roll-up dock roll-up entry door. So in addition to restaurant applications, there are many other areas a walk-in can fit the bill. We've done environmental rooms, blood banks, meat processing facilities, floral boxes. We even did a test chamber for the government back when the anthrax scare was going on in 2002. So to wrap up, just in a nutshell, and again, this is a very high-level view of walk-ins. I know we covered a lot of things really quickly here. You can find all this stuff on our website, but 4 key points in all this. Use it all. Fill the space, make use of the entire area, whether you need a roof height transition or a walk-in or an angled walk-in, make use of the area available. Dress it up. We've seen just a few of the different finishes available to help make a walk-in a major showpiece. Customize it. The accessories we've seen today are just a small sample of the thousands available to make every walk-in unique. Back it up. As with anything we do, we stand behind it 100%. We know what goes on. in our factory. We know what goes out the back door is the best product there is, and we fully stand behind it and our seafood family. That's my time with you today discussing walk-ins. I'm going to turn it over to Jesse, our internal sales manager. Jesse, all yours.
Thanks very much, Jason. So we have two more parts we're going to go through. First, we're going to do blast chiller, why and how. Hurry Chill is the official name of our blast chiller line here at American Panel. First, let's get into the why. There's a lot of different reasons that you can get into blast chilling for different customers. Number one on all those lists is definitely going to be food safety. Food safety is the number one reason why blast chillers were initially created many years ago, and the reason why they came over from Europe to the United States in the past. Next, a quick follow-up to food safety is food quality. The quality of food can be improved by proper use and application of a blast chiller. Being able to get that hot product cold as quickly as possible is paramount to that quality. Next, wider menu, greater choices. Being able to batch cook and prepare many different items ahead of time gives customers and end users greater variety at being able to provide a bigger menu to customers. Next, time savings. Again, back to the batch cooking. You can cook large amounts of product in advance and really save time. Improved or extended shelf life. Cooling down a product quickly will help extend the shelf usefulness of a product. You could use it for up to 3 to 5 days with a blast chilled product. Again, with the portioning, you're going to have less waste. With being able to portion and buy correct ahead of time, you're going to have less waste of food product. In addition, if you do have leftover product at the end of the day, you can then safely chill it down to the appropriate temperature to use it again another day. Labor savings. Again, this is a big one. Everybody's always worried about dollars on the front end. Being able to batch cook most of your product in 2 days a week instead of 7, and have it portioned out and ready to go. Smarter food purchasing. You can buy stuff that's in season or buy in bulk to, again, save money. Next, let's do a little bit of a blast chiller 101. What is blast chilling? What are we trying to do? We are wanting to get the hot product pulled down as quickly as possible for a couple of different reasons. One, as illustrated here on the right, is that danger zone. You want to get the product down as quickly as possible because all food contains bacteria and other pathogens. And while in the danger zone from 40 to 140 degrees, you have rapid growth. So the faster you get through that danger zone, the less likely you'll be to have these dangerous pathogens in your food. We want to chill the product as quickly as possible to get down through this cycle. And like we said at the beginning of this section, food safety is number one, food quality is 1B right behind it. Next, let's talk a little bit about shock freezing. Shock freezing, available on a large number of our blast chillers, is a different cycle and is just like it sounds. You're wanting to freeze that hot product as quickly as possible. The properties of ice cause it to expand as it's forming. Why is this important? Well, if you see on the diagram here on the right-hand side, macrocrystals form in that temperature range from 32 to 23 degrees. So what happens is the slower the product goes through that temperature range, the more time this ice has to form and make those crystals large. As you can see there, the larger crystals will tear the fibers in the food and ruin the consistency. So if we can get through that danger zone as fast as possible, then we can preserve the quality and integrity of that food product. Let's take a look now at a real world test that we did here at American Panel. We took 2 New York strip steaks. Both of them have been frozen. The steak on the left was frozen in an American Panel shock freezer. The steak on the right in a standard conventional freezer. After thawing out the product that was shock frozen, you can see the picture there on the left. And then after thawing out the product in a conventional freezer, you can see the amount of moisture loss from those damaged cellular structures that were inside, that where those macrocrystals were forming when you conventionally froze the steak on the right-hand side. So we talked about the why. Let's talk a little bit about the how. How to sell a blast chiller. I think it's important when selling anything that you start with a little sales 101. You need to qualify that customer. You need to find out what that customer is going to do, how they're going to do it, and why they're going to do it to be able to start to go in the right direction. With a blast chiller, a very important starting point is going to be pan sizes. One of the main ways that our units are sized and designated is based on the pan size. So you talk about the food service pans, you talk about how is the hot product going to get inside that blast chiller? Is it going to be steam table pans? Is it going to be sheet pans? Is it going to be fractional pans? All of that's important to know so you can direct the customer in the right direction. It's important because different blast chillers have different size compartments, and you don't want to get the customer who's happy about their new $20,000 appliance and firing it up and then not be able to fit their pans into the unit. Next, we got to talk about how much product is going in that pan by weight. Another sizing factor of our blast chillers has to do with the weight capacity, because what we're trying to do is pull those BTUs out of the product. So the refrigeration systems are designed just like any other refrigeration system. You got to remove BTUs. You got to take the hot out and make it cold. So you have to size it appropriately. How many pans per cycle are they going to need to want to do? Another one of the sizing factors of our chillers is going to be the pans. How many pans can get physically in that unit? And then how much per day or per shift are they going to need to blast chill? You're probably going to have to do some math here. If the customer tells you they're going to do 300 pounds a day, they're going to do 1,200 pounds a day, they're going to do 50 pounds a day. All that's important to know in figuring out the correct product to steer them towards. All right, next, let's look at some blast chiller nomenclature. This is important, again, to know how we size and designate our blast chillers, and you'll be able to look at different cut sheets and figure out what we're trying to do. First, AP, American panel. Next, the number 20, that's going to be the number of levels or pans available in that particular blast chiller shock freezer. BCF, this is going to be the modes of operation. If it's just a BC, then it's a blast chill only. If it's a BCF, it's a blast chiller and a shock freezer. The next is the number of pounds. On here, the 200 pounds per cycle. And the last number is going to be the electrical configuration. This is a -3, so this is a 208 3-phase. A little bit more on that here in the following slide. Let's take a look at a comparison of some reach-in model blast chillers and shock freezers. First up, on the left-hand side, you're going to see our smallest unit. This is an AP3 BCF 30-1. The -1 on this unit designates it as a 120 volt connection. 3 steam table pans, 30 pounds of chilling capacity, again relating back to the designation and the model number there. Like I said, 120 volt power. It only needs a 15 amp circuit, so it can go anywhere. It can go under the counter. It's small enough to go under counter in a kitchen. Next to it there, to the right, is going to be our AP7 BCF 70-2-C. You'll see that -C is an extra designator on our nomenclature there. That stands for counter. 7 levels on this unit, 70 pounds chilling capacity. 208 single phase power. That -2 in that nomenclature designates it as a 208 single phase connection. A special countertop model again there. Any of these units you see here on the reach-ins are available either standard with the legs that you see there or with casters. AP12 is the unit on the right of the screen. That's the largest reach-in unit that we offer. It has a 12 level capacity, 12 pans, 12 full-size sheet pans can fit in this unit, 110 pounds of chilling capacity. 208 3-phase power with the 3 on the designator there. And again, like I said, the largest reach-in chiller we offer. Next, let's take a look at some of the roll-in blast chillers that we have. First up, on the left-hand side, this is going to be our AP20 unit that we talked about earlier, BCF 200-3. That takes a full standard food service cart with 20 levels and has 200 pounds of chilling capacity. This is a 208 3-phase power unit, and very, very important on this model, it's a fully self-contained roll-in blast chiller shock freezer. I believe that we are not possibly the only one on the market right now that still has a fully self-contained blast chiller shock freezer. There may be some new ones jumping in there, but we are the first and the best. Second, in the middle there, this is going to be the AP24 BCF 300-3. This is a little bigger cabinet than the 20. You can see it's up on legs there for a special reason. 24 pans levels, 300 pounds chilling capacity on this unit. This is a remote condensing unit powered blast chiller, 208 3-phase power. Again, this is a unit that's up on legs because it will accept the Rationale 202 cart. With that, they put the designator on the end of the model number -R. We do have available options for some other combi ovens, Cleveland and Blodgett, I believe. So we can change that out if you have a different style of combi oven that you need to blast chill. Next to that is going to be one of our larger roll-in blast chillers. This is an AP36 BC-2T. What that means in that nomenclature is 36 is 360 pounds of chilling capacity. 2T is two racks can go in this particular unit. We can make those units in a double, like you see here, a single or a triple unit. This one can take up to two 31 by 34 food service carts. And most importantly on this unit is it's a panelized construction. Just like our walk-ins, this is not a one-piece unit. These are panels, just like our walk-ins. Very important to know that this is an available option. Why? Because it's easy to assemble on site. A lot of times you might have job site restrictions that you can't get a giant one-piece blast chiller into the space. So we have a lot of different panelized blast chillers available. Plug and play wiring, it's very easy to set up. You set up the panels just like a walk-in, you put the two electrical pieces together and it's all pre-wired and you just plug it in and hook up the refrigeration and go. Fits through any building door. Like I said, it's hard to get those big units through building doors sometimes on an existing job site. And you can even get it on an elevator. Maybe you're on the 44th floor of a building, you need to get a blast chiller up there. Panelized blast chiller might be the right fit. Next, let's talk a little bit about the touchscreen control that is standard on all of our blast chillers, starting at our AP7 unit and going up all the way to the triple depth 47. First, you can see the 7-inch capacitive touchscreen. Very easy to use, very easy to see across the kitchen. It's built to stand up to the kitchen. It's glove safe. It's fully waterproofed on the back of the electronics to keep it rolling in a kitchen environment. It's easy to access all the chilling and freezing cycles right here on the home screen. Soft chill, delicate items, hard chill, hardy items, and shock freeze just like it sounds when you got to get extra cold, extra fast. You can also see right under those three main functions, the quick start button. Quick start button combines the 3 steps that you have to do to start the blast chiller cycle into one button, makes it even easier to get the blast chiller rolling. All right, so let's practice our steps on what we need to do to sell the blast chiller. First, you need to qualify the customer and their needs. Next, you're going to need to steer them to the correct models based on this information that you get. And then you're going to be able to sell them with the features and benefits that we've talked about today. Quick quiz for everyone to think about. Name 2 of the 8 main reasons why you need a blast chiller. Refer back in your memory or possibly to the first couple slides, and you'll be easily able to find 2 of the 8 main reasons we talked about. So keep that in your brain for later. Let's do a quick review of the APC chillers. First, provides many benefits to different users. There's a lot of different reasons that somebody could need or want or use a blast chiller in their operation. It's not just going to be the bulk feeding. It's not just going to be the restaurant. There's lots of different applications for the multitude of blast chillers that we have available. We have more available models than anybody in the market. We have over 56 different configurations of blast chillers, from this 120 volt AP3 30-pound blast chiller up to the triple depth AP46 that does almost 1,400 pounds of capacity per cycle. We have very competitive pricing across all models. Jump into auto quotes and compare some of the models we have out there to some of our competitors, and you'll see we line up very well. Very easy to use controls. It's very simple to use our blast chillers. It doesn't take long to train new hires. It doesn't take long to use it effectively. If you need to get more information on our blast chillers, there's a ton more information available. You can go to our website. We have available in the download section of the webinar today, our main Hurry Chill brochure. There's tons of good information in there on all the different models of blast chillers that we do offer. So please go to the website, check it out, reach out to us. We'll have our contact info at the end of the webinar. Next, we are going to talk about the new American Panel Intelligent Plus controller. So from here on out, we're going to call it IC Plus because that's a lot easier to say. So first of all, what exactly makes it intelligent? It's a very important question. The controller will automatically detect the holding temperature of the box in the first 12 hours of startup. If any of you are familiar with our previous System 100 and System 200 controls, those had to be set up so that you basically told the unit, is this going to be a cooler? Is this going to be a freezer? For a couple of different reasons. So now with the IC Plus unit, the unit is smart and can figure out within the first 12 hours what that temperature is. So we have 3 preset temperature ranges that the system controller is looking for. Cooler in 35 to 37 degrees. If you're running a beer cooler, between 35 and 32 degrees, or if you're running a freezer, below 32. So what exactly does the controller do with this information? Well, first off, it'll automatically set the high and low set points of the temperature alarm on the system. So that way you don't have to program it or program it incorrectly or call in and talk to service or try to read the manual. The unit will automatically set the temperatures for you. It will also automatically set the door heater wire parameters to keep that door frost and condensation free. In addition, the unit can be manually adjusted in the field for special temperatures. In case you have maybe a wine room or a special environmental room, scientific room that's at a different temperature, you don't want the alarm constantly going off. So you do have the option to go in and manually adjust the temperature alarm high and low settings. So why have we developed this sort of control? Well, it started a number of years back. Our first main goal was we wanted to help prevent or stop door heater wires from burning out. Typically, a heater wire would either be run 100% or maybe run on a rheostat. But what we do with the system IC Plus controller is we will actually cycle the door heater wire and, if equipped with a window, the window heater on and off. And depending on the box operating temperatures, the heaters will cycle on and off between 50 and 75% of the time when the temperature is showing between 40 and 105 degrees. And what this does is it will prevent condensation or frosting around the perimeter of the door. And this is all coolers and freezers, heater wire equipped for both from American Panel. Next, let's go through some of the standard features that are included on all IC Plus controllers. First, of course, digital thermometer on our nice bright screen that you can see across the kitchen. Next, like we talked about, the audio visual temperature alarm. You'll get a visual flash of the screen and an audible alarm going off when a unit is out of temperature. The high and low alarm set points, like we talked about earlier, automatically with the intelligence of the controller, it will set those levels. The energy saving cyclic door heater control and monitoring to keep track and save on energy. Very big today. A lot of DOE stuff out there that's causing people to do redesign. We have been ahead of that for a while, and we are saving energy left and right. If you need an energy analysis comparison to our system controller based on any other standard controller, let us know. We can give you a specific savings per month, per year using our system IC Plus controller. Easy to read LCD display, nice backlit on there. You can adjust the contrast on that and the brightness if you need to. Door monitor. This is a very important feature on the IC Plus controller. It does a couple of different things. It has a door ajar alarm that will sound if the door is open for too long. And it also has the ability to automatically turn the lights on and off when that door is opened. Integrated 3-way light switch is built in if there's a compartment with more than one door on it. The light switches can be connected together, so you can turn those lights on and off no matter what entrance you're going into. Integrated dry contacts for interface with a building alarm system or building management system. This will send an output signal going out to let the external system know if there is an alarm condition on that box. Battery backup for power outages or failures. The battery will continue to send out those messages after the fact if the external systems are also so equipped with batteries. It'll also keep track of your information in there as the power goes down. Also, we have a USB interface on the front there, and that's curious on a system like this. I wonder what that's for. Well, what we use it for, and here's a big why, another huge selling point for the IC Plus controller is Hasip. And maybe some of you guys out there are saying Hasip, well, I know what that is, or maybe I don't. Well, Hasip stands for Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Points. Basically what that is you want to keep track of what temperature your food is at all times. You can see here an example of the file that's saved in the IC Plus controller for the Hasip data. Some of the events recorded by the system controller are going to be the box temperature every 30 minutes. The door open alarm, so you know when the door's open. If somebody's going in at all hours of the day or leaving it open for too long, you have a record of it. Lights on, anytime somebody turns the lights on, that's recorded. Panic alarm, if the unit's equipped with a panic, then it would record those panic events in the Hasip log. Another huge selling point and why with the American Panel IC Plus controller is you're able to regularly send the Hasip data out via email. If you'll notice here on the screen, you see the little graduated lines there. That's kind of the universal signal for Wi-Fi. So the IC Plus controller as a standard is Wi-Fi capable. If the location where the unit is installed has a Wi-Fi network, the IC Plus controller can be hooked up to that Wi-Fi. So you'll be able to send out via email regular Hasip data to pre-designated email addresses. It's also capable of sending out via email our alarm notifications. So you can set up on a totally separate set of up to 5 emails. Anytime there's an alarm notification, it will email out to these designated addresses that there's an alarm condition at your walk-in. In addition, power failure notification, again with that battery backup. Now, caveat, as long as the Wi-Fi network also has battery backup, but you'll get those notifications to a separate set of email addresses. Maybe maintenance needs to be first on the list for power failure. Again, emailed by the American Panel IC Plus controller. The high and low temperature alarms, like we talked about, again, emailed out. Also, door open too long. That is an email notification option. You can have that going to the kitchen manager. If they're back there and they're leaving the door open while they're loading for too long, email can blast to your kitchen manager and say, hey, somebody needs to go shut the walk-in door. So it's important to know how we do this. Well, we have designed an IC Plus setup tool. So you connect the IC Plus to the local Wi-Fi network using our IC setup tool, and it's available for either iOS or Android for your connected device. You can do it on a tablet or a smartphone that has Bluetooth. So the unit will actually interface with the IC Plus controller via Bluetooth. That way you can program in your network settings easily on a connected phone or tablet instead of having to punch it in on the 4 buttons on the front of our controller. We do have a couple of optional features on the IC Plus. Remember, everything I talked about up to this point is a standard feature. So these are all included in the one price for the IC Plus controller. We do have a couple of optional features. Extended length probes are available in 25 or 40-foot lengths. Panic alarm, like I talked about before, gives you an internal press switch that's lighted that will enable them to push a panic alarm if somebody's trapped inside the walk-in. Also, you can put a second probe on the IC Plus controller, and that will basically give you dual compartment monitoring. What the unit will do when it detects a second probe, it'll split that screen. It'll say -5 freezer and 35 cooler, or whatever the 2 temperatures may be. You could do this for a dual compartment, or if you just wanted to monitor one compartment in multiple zones, you could do that as well. Quick quiz, something to put in your mind for the IC Plus controller. what are the different ways that we can get the Hasip information out of that IC Plus controller? There's a couple different ways that we talked about. And if you go on our website and check out the feature list, there's other ways that you can do that as well. So in conclusion on the IC Plus, very important. This is exclusive to American Panel. This is 100% designed in-house and not available anywhere else. We have a very extensive list of standard features. Everything that we talked about up until the last slide there is all included in standard. This very much sets us apart from the competition. Nobody out there has anything anywhere close to this, and definitely not as an in-house proprietary design. This provides a very good value for a minimal investment. The dealer net for the standard IC Plus is under $160. So think about that. Think about all the different things that this unit does as a standard that you could offer a customer for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars less than competitive items out on the market now. So that about wraps it up for us today. I wanted to go through just a little bit of contact info for you guys here at the end. www.americanpanel.com is our website. You can give us a call on our toll-free number, 800-327-3015. We always have a live operator answering that phone from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday Eastern. Here's Jason's information. You can call and ask for him or email him, jason@americanpanel.com. Or you can email me, jesse@americanpanel.com. We are here all the time. Give us a call if you need anything. And once again, thank you very much to SIFA and everybody for taking time out of their day to sit with us today. So Ken, I'll turn it back over to you.
So go ahead and type your questions into the questions pod in the chat area down there, and we'll go ahead and have Jason and Jesse answer your questions as they come up. Okay, Tony Riggin has a question. Do you have any plans to provide a walk-in builder tool on your website?
I think I would need a little more elaboration on that. Walk-ins are pretty much a custom item. You know, if he can type back in there, if he's expecting some kind of inner dimensions and it spits out a CAD drawing, something like that. We have something like that internally, and we're trying to expand upon that internally now. We've been hesitant to put something like that on our website in the past because there's nothing to stop a competitor from sending their people there to design walk-ins and do their own stuff.
All right. Bill McCarthy has a question as well. Is there a cover over the USB port on the IC Plus controller?
Yes, there is a cover on the USB port as a standard.
All right. Mattia Potter has a question. If there's a power failure, would the IC Plus be able to connect to Wi-Fi?
Yes, the IC Plus battery will run the unit for 45 minutes to an hour. The caveat there, though, is going to be, will the local Wi-Fi network also have battery power? So the unit, the IC Plus, will run from its internal battery, but if the local Wi-Fi network goes down, then it wouldn't be able to send a signal out. So that connected Wi-Fi network would have to be battery powered as well.
All right. Any other questions from our audience today?